Recording for March 20th Science of Mind, A Philosophy of Faith, A Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. Reading from page 439, paragraph 4, through page 441, paragraph 1. New cloth and old garments. Matthew 9:16 and 17. In saying that no one puts a piece of new cloth on an old garment or new wine into old bottles, Jesus was teaching a lesson in religious development. We are continuously living a new life, and when the old and the new do not fit nicely together, the old, being no longer able to contain the new, should be discarded. Continually, we must expect new revelations of old truths. We should never lose sight of the fact that the soul is on a pathway of an endless and ever expanding experience, and that only by expansion can it evolve. This does not mean that we should cast away any good the old has to offer, but that we convert it into a greater good, accepting the lessons and experiences of the past and taking the best from everything. We should press boldly forward, looking ever for the truth and ever ascending higher and higher into the heavens of reality. There is no limit to possibilities inherent in all people. Let the timid soul put its complete trust in good and press boldly on. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Matthew 9, verses 20 and 21. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. It is said that Jesus was aware of her presence and turned to her with the words, Thy faith hath made thee whole. This is a lesson in impersonal healing, showing that the spiritually minded are surrounded by an atmosphere of reality, the very presence of which heals. Again, we find Jesus emphasizing the teaching that it is done unto us as we believe. And the woman was made whole from that hour. In healing the blind men, Jesus asked them if they believed that he was able to restore their vision. And upon their acceptance of ability to do so, he said, According to your faith, be it unto you. Again, he was showing the necessity of faith and belief as supreme requisites in the demonstration of spiritual power. The law of circulation, Matthew 10, verse 8. Freely have ye received, freely give. When the law of circulation is retarded, stagnation results. It is only as we allow the divine current to flow through us, on and out, that we really express life. The law of giving and receiving is definite. Emerson tells us to beware of holding too much good in our hands. Because of the unity underlying all life, no one lives entirely unto themselves, but through their self. They live unto the whole, which whole embodies all other lives. Therefore, them that findeth their life shall lose it, and them that loseth their life shall find it. When a person's thought rests entirely upon themselves, they become abnormal and unhappy. But when they give themselves with enthusiasm to any legitimate purpose, losing themselves in the thing which they are doing, they become normal and happy. Only as much life enters into us as we can conceive, and we conceive of life in the larger sense, only when there is complete abandonment to it. Let the one who is sad, depressed, or unhappy find some altruistic purpose into which they may pour their whole being, and they will find a new inflow of life of which they have never dreamed. Who shall we try to help? Matthew 10, verses 12 and 13. But Jesus was wise in the ways of the world, as well as in heavenly wisdom, and he counseled his followers against attempting to help people when they wished no help. He said, "And when ye come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you." This is a lesson which sincere students of truth often discover to their great chagrin. People do not always receive their message, and when this happens, there should be no controversy, no argument, and no sense of disturbance. But, abiding in the conviction of the ultimate acceptance of truth by all, they should let their peace return unto themselves and go calmly on their way, undisturbed, unprejudiced, non combative, but certain of themselves, certain of the truth upon which they stand. If, however, they are called upon to defend their faith, they should remember that the Spirit indwelling their lives will put into their mouths the very words which they should speak. The great teacher said, "For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Creator which speaketh in you." Matthew 10:20. Never forget that there is an indwelling Spirit which knows.